this. Hey everybody, welcome back for the next episode of the Pantheon of Apollo. This is Apollo, and I am extremely frustrated, and I can't explain it. The last 3, 4 weeks in a row, we've had little snags here and there, but I think this one is going to be the biggest one yet. Um, so Apollo is a genius. Did you know? I decided to update Blender. I seen on the Blender website that there was an updated version, and I decided, oh, we should probably go update. We haven't updated, since we downloaded 2.8. So that's what I did. I went and updated. Whoops. And you're never gonna believe what happened. Well, you might. Um, I screwed up stuff. So all the work that I did on this path that went all the way down here, um, everything was gone. All the little markers were gone. The throne was actually gone too. I redid that. Had to redo some other stuff. Of course, I had to redo the textures. But the problem is, um, is this is screwed up now, and I can't figure out what the deal is. So, what I mean by that, sorry, not doing too good today. I'm just not feeling great. But the problem is this is as far as I can zoom in, and I don't know why. I can zoom out, but I can't zoom in. I've had a lot of bullshit happening, a lot of technical difficulties, and now my project's not working. The least you could do is work for me. There we go. Okay, all right. So I guess we're just gonna start a random project. Um, I guess I can go here. Cylinder. Let's go here. 12, I think, was the best for what this is, or maybe it was 6. And let's just leave it at 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale with S along the Z-axis. Let's go to Tab. I'm learning shortcut keys or hotkeys, I guess. I'm pretty proud of that. Don't hate me. Scale X, maybe? Yeah, why not? All right, so let's work on the bottom first, right? So this is just going to be a shout or a callback. Actually, I need to scale that down some more, don't I? No, scale Y. Scale X. There. So and I think I do need to actually go with the lower poly. I might be able to make this work. Let's just see how it goes. All right, let's work on the bottom first. How do we want to do this? Let's go there. Let's go extrude along the Z. Scale. No, there we go. Extrude along Z. Scale. Extrude along Z. Scale. Extrude along Z. No scale. Extrude along Z. Then scale. Then extrude along the Z and scale. Yeah. Extrude along the Z. Scale. Extrude along the Z. Scale. Extrude along the Z. Scale. Extrude along the Z. And a little bit more normal scale. And then how did I do that? What was it? Control J? Control J maybe? Oh, I don't remember how I did that. Shift J? No. Alright, let's refer to our notebook. Copy, duplicate, Alt M. Huh, don't remember that. Alt M. Whoops. Alt M. At center. Yeah, I like that. It's sweet. But what I want to try to do is get to Mr. Edboy, Z wireframe. Here, scale Y. And just do that just a little bit. Now go back to look dev. Ah, very nice, very nice. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just going to play around and talk to you guys a little bit. I think the overall theme of this, I guess it's just got to be persevering. I can't remember edge loops. I'm forgetting a lot of basic stuff. Control R. I knew that. Why did? Alright, then scale Y. Anyway, but I just want to talk to you guys about just not giving up. I mean, I don't know. I can't. Whoops. Okay. All right. Cool. But I just I don't know. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to think here. This is incredibly frustrating to me. I mean, I know. I believe me. I know that this. Whoops. Is not an easy thing that I'm doing or that I'm setting out to do. I know that. I know it's going to take years and a lot of practice, and I know it's not going to go perfectly every time. I know there's going to be setbacks after setbacks. I know. But the frustrating part is I feel like I'm doing this with no support. The support that I was supposed to have, which doesn't bother me. I'm not complaining about that at all. Oops. I'm pretty used to being on my own as far as like family support or anything like that. I'm actually pretty used to being on my own in that respect. Oops, grab X. But it gets really disheartening. It gets hard to handle sometimes. I just need that little time to, you know, regroup, I guess. Is and I mean, I know that oops, I need this. And I know it's not a huge deal. Scale. what's happening here. But that's what yeah, like I said, you can't. I don't want to give up. I don't want to put this down. I don't want this to get the best of me. I know that I can do this. It's not really a question of if I can do it. It's just a matter of I don't get a lot of time. I really don't. The problem, like I keep saying with 2.8, is there's not a lot of guidance yet. More and more every day. You can check out my YouTube channel under the category Helpful Tutorials. There's a playlist right there. And that playlist is actually where I'm finding all the tutorials and how-to videos and stuff like that. But there's so much more for 2.79, but 2.8 is so close to being complete that I don't want to just go backwards and start over. But I'm gonna seriously consider it because this is beyond ridiculous starting over it's how can you get a project done if you got to start over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's just not practical. And it's really dissatisfying, disheartening. Um, I don't know, discouraging. Maybe that's the proper term I'm looking for. All right, there we go. Got rid of those extra faces. We're back in business. But like I said, I'm not gonna just give up. It's just a matter of regrouping. And it's just a matter of getting my wits back about me, coming up with a new game plan. The biggest problem I have is that I spend all week thinking about what I'm gonna do when I get blender time. I spend all week going over notes, coming up with plans. And all of a sudden, when it comes time, what the heck, to sit down and do it, I get one chance, so. But if I got to keep restarting and rebuilding and restarting and rebuilding, then I really couldn't tell you how far away. I can tell you that I have a pretty good idea of how I need things to go. I've been working on kind of writing-ish sort of script for this little story, this Sword in the Stone story. I'm still looking for names for the characters. I don't know how I want that to go yet. But it's coming along. It's just a matter of getting Blender to work properly and getting more time to do everything. I think that's the main problem that we're having here is just having the time to do it, being able to make everything come together at the same time. So that's going to be our update for the week. I wish I had more for you guys. There was so much that I wanted to do. I wanted to do fire. I wanted to do the temple. But the problem being is even if I was to go through and start a new blend file, and even if I was to scale up the start cube and use the inside and make this temple that I had planned out, I need to know what I'm gonna do with everything. Like for example, the mountaintop, the throne of the gods that we just started building and almost had completed. What I might end up doing is creating each scene in a different project. So I might just do, like, for example, I can start a new scene here and make the inside of the temple, and then do another file for the roof or the mountaintop, and then another file for the cave dwellings where the people live, um, and then another file for the plains, and another file. Yeah, just keep going and going and going and doing everything separate, which may be what I have to do in order to make everything work. Because then what I can do is film everything in Blender, film it all, and render it, and then edit it in a separate program, or even in the video editing, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, video editing right here. Once I can figure, I guess I can figure out how to do all this. But I have another editor that I use for videos, so I mean, um, like I said, it's just a matter of learning how to put this all together. Now it's really going to be fun because somebody might look at this and be like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You should do this." And it's like, "Well, okay, yeah, I might be an idiot, but I'm teaching myself how to do all of this while working 50 hours a week and trying to be dad and trying to continue my gaming because I mean gaming is the only thing I got that kind of de-stress with, going online, and I really haven't even been able to do that lately simply for the fact that there's no good games out. No game. Battlefield 4 was the last game that de-stressed me in a significant way. Battlefield 5 kinda did, but the problem with Battlefield 5 is that it is not my game. It is not what I was looking for. It's not what I need. I mean, it was way better than Battlefield 1, I'll give you that much, but I just haven't had a good competitive game in quite a long time, and I think it's starting to take its toll as far as being a gamer. Uh, but anyway, that's not the point. I'm rambling. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look in so I'm gonna add this to my to-do list right now. I might end up just doing separate scenes for everything and then filming separate segments. So for example, I can let's open up our trusty 2.2 here. For example, I can get rid of most of this topography. I mean, I guess I don't have to get rid of it, but I can finish off a little bit of this, delete the back side of the mountain to save. I can delete all this. I can delete everything that's not needed for this scene because in all reality, the only thing that we're going to use this for is, see, I can't even zoom in enough to do the scene that I want to do. But so I'm gonna keep doing some research for you guys. I'm really sorry that I don't have anything super cool to show you. Next week or the next recording session I get, I'll be a lot better prepared. And if Blender cooperates, and if this all cooperates, I should be able to do the temple which I mean I could have done this time. It's just I'm not prepared for it. There's still stuff that I wanted to figure out before I did the temple, because the temple, the inside of the temple, um, I want it to look a certain way, and it has to be done a certain way. In order for all that to happen, I need to know how to do that. So next episode, we're gonna start the inner temple, and we're gonna go from there. Um, Now, keep in mind that the inner temple, this mountain is supposed to be so much bigger than it is. It's supposed to be pretty massive. Um, I can't even render it. See, this is supposed to be a lot smaller than this. This is supposed to probably be, I don't know. It's supposed to be a super tall mountain with a temple sort of built around it and inside it a little bit in some of the caves. So I just, like I said, I got to figure out how to do everything, and then I can bring it to you guys. So the moral of the story today is try not to get discouraged when stuff doesn't go right. Um, Being a producer of this nature, I'm learning is sort of about the same as when I was in the army. It's sort of improvise, adapt, and overcome. If you can't make it happen the way you want it to, then you need to figure out how to make it happen. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not giving up. We're going to figure out how to make this happen for you guys and for me. It's just a matter of um, trying to get more time to fix it, because if things don't go the way I plan it, I really don't have time to come up with a plan B. And even if I did have time to come up with a plan B, I don't really have time to practice plan B. So next time, next episode I can record, I'm going to start the inner temple and start doing all that stuff and that cool jazz. But until next time, thank you guys for the continued support. Once this project is completed, we're going to move on to um, helping out the writing community. We're going to do some, I don't know, sponsorship. I don't know what the term would be, but we're going to come up with a name for it. We're going to come up with a cool way to do it and try to get more people involved. But what we're going to do is we're going to take other people's work, whether it be writing short stories, novels, and we're going to have them give us a scene, whether they want it a still shot or animated. We're going to figure all that part out later. But the goal is going to be to have them on maybe a Discord chat or Skype. I know Skype, haha, showing my age there, Polo. But we're going to have them on some form of audio chat to where they can sort of guide me and explain what they want to happen and how they want it to look, and they can pick out their textures. And I think that'd be really fun, and it would be a really great way to help them out and get the name of their books out and their stories and their author name and their social media accounts. And it would be a great way for me to practice for the next phase of the Pantheon, and I think it'd just be a win-win for everybody. But it's just not in the works yet. It's still being forged, and this little idea, the sword and the stone, is sort of just building up to all of that. So yeah, that's gonna be what happens next time. We're gonna do the temple next time. So thank you guys for stopping in and watching this pointless video. I just don't have nothing better to give right now. But I appreciate all the love and support. Find me on Twitter. I'll link it down below. You can find me at the Pantheon of Apollo Facebook page. You can post anything you want there right now. I'm still learning how to be a page admin and what I want that page to be. Um, you can find me on the PlayStation Network. I'll link that down below. I usually don't get a lot of time to play, so if you catch me on there and I'm playing something that you have, feel free to jump in. I'll probably just let me know where you're from, and me and my bro sit there and play with you for a little while. But until next time, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you at the next video, and have a great weekend.